If you're wasting a lot of time manually downloading Amazon order reports, here's a faster way to download your order reports into Google Sheets. To get your reports manually, you'll have to log into Seller Central, go into orders and then order reports. It'll bring you to this page, and then if you want your FBA, it's going to default to FBM. So go into all orders, select the event date. I'll select last 30 days here and then request it for the order date. Amazon tells me it could take about 45 minutes to generate this report. And if you're a big seller, it could take even longer. And that's just unacceptable because especially when you're working and you've got a lot of momentum, you don't want to kill that energy by waiting 45 minutes for a report to generate. So I'm going to show you how you can do this within a few seconds in Gorilla ROI. From Google Sheets, I've got my extension installed and loaded, but you can go into add-ons, get add-ons, and then search for Gorilla ROI. Install the one that says Gorilla ROI Data Connector, the black one. Once that's installed, you're going to be able to see that installed. You can then load the extension by going to extensions, select it, and then show sidebar. Once it's loaded and you've entered your account details so that it can unlock the queries and all the data, I'm going to create a new query. Let me just zoom in a little bit, create new query. I'm going to select Amazon seller data. And for this particular example, I'm just going to use a test account that we have called test seller 2. It's going to default to my marketplace, which is the US. For the period, I'm going to, let's say, select last 30 days like I was doing on Amazon. And then for the data set, I want to load my orders report. So orders here. And then for the metrics, rather than just trying to select one or two or a few, I'm just going to select the whole thing. So it dumps out the entire orders reports. That's done. And the only other setting that I need to select is on the orders report. It's not going to allow you to do an unlimited report. It's just going to crash the spreadsheet, especially if you have tons of reports or tons of orders. So I'm going to reduce this down to say 10,000 for this particular query. I'm going to save it. And then it's going to load the data into cell A1 for the last 30 days for this particular Amazon account. Once this is running in the background, it's going to generate the query, and then it's going to load the entire table directly into cell A1, and it will show you a list of your entire orders report. So rather than waiting 45 minutes for Amazon to generate a text file, which you then have to load into Excel, clean it up, and then you will have to manipulate it into a pivot table or whatever format that you need it, I have loaded all of this data directly with one single query, maybe like 10 to 15 clicks. And I've loaded from column A to column AA. And for the last 30 days, I've loaded 2,486 rows. If I was to look at the total number of cells that I've downloaded, it is a total of 67,122 cells loaded within about, say, 10 to 15 seconds. Let's say I want to change the date. Rather than trying to generate a new one, which I could, I'm going to just go in and edit this query. Go to select period. Instead of last 30 days, let's say I want to pull it for the last 90 days. And then I'm going to apply the changes. It's going to update the previous query, and it's going to update all the data and reload it back into cell A1 and dump out that entire table again for the last 90 days. So give this a few seconds to run. It's now loaded and finished. Now it's gone from the date of this recording is February 13th. And if I go all the way down, it's done it for the last 90 days, all the way up to November the 16th. You can now see that the row is 9,650. And again, let's count this entire table, and it's put out and loaded 260,000 rows, or not rows, cells. number of cells within, say again, 10 to 15 seconds, right? So there's no further manipulation required. This is now going to update automatically. And I can just use this as now my temporary mini database, which I can then pull or reference and push it into, say, my dashboard, my other reports. And that way, this is just going to constantly update and always have the latest data. If I wanted to do an advanced version, we have a way to pull this down with a single formula. What I showed you was I had to click about 10 to 15 times. What if I could use a single formula called gorilla_ManageOrder? And then just like how you would prompt AI, you're using natural language, common sense to enter the formula. So it's telling you, highlighting the cell ID. In my example, it was test seller 2 Amazon account inside quotation marks. And then I just follow the syntax, type in comma, and then it highlights period. So let's do last 30 days, quotation mark, and then a comma. And then if I want to add additional filters, marketplaces, etc., this particular formula only requires just 2 inputs, just the Amazon account and then the time period you want. Let me close this formula out. So it's as simple as this. I'm going to hit enter. And now it's going to generate and dump out this is the exact same table for the last 30 days with just a single formula. So that's how quick, that's how powerful, that's how flexible you can do it with our Gorilla ROI add-on. You have 2 versions. You can use a very easy point and click UI, or you can go straight into the formulas and just get the data that you need right away. If you are wanting to get your Amazon orders report automatically flowing into Google Sheets without exporting files every time, then get started with Gorilla ROI and I will see you on the other side.